Hello, hello, my girlie. Welcome to Talks with Sae, the only late night, thought-provoking, giggle-inducing lifestyle and girl talk podcast for my ladies whose days melt into their nights. I'm Zahra, your tulip-loving, heels-obsessed host who, just like you, is trying to figure it all out while finding moments of balance, discipline, and self above else. If you haven't already, please be sure to subscribe to Talks with Sae and turn on your notifications so you don't miss an episode. Tonight, girlie, I'd like us to have a real, authentic, heart-to-heart about the 300,000-year-old elephant in the room. So, a little fun fact. About 300,000 years ago, the first Homo sapiens arrived, and they arrived in modern-day East Africa. Shout out to my beautiful, beautiful East African girlies. I'm pretty sure, and I know I may not be getting the history right, I may not be getting the order of things right. This is not a history channel. This is not a history podcast. But I can't help but think 300,000 years ago, when our ancestors first arrived here, girlies were judged. They must have been judged. I mean, think about it. Like, it seems as if to be a woman means to be so intensely scrutinized from the moment you're born. People all up in your business, like, how is she living? What is she doing? How is she doing it? Why is she dressing like that? Why is she this? Why is she that? Why is she not this? Why is she not that? You know, the list goes on. And the funny thing is, actually, it's not really funny so much as it is discouraging and heartbreaking. A good amount of this kind of scrutiny comes from other women. I know you know what I'm talking about. I know the moment I said that, you thought of a woman. Probably when you were a younger girl, probably when you were a little girl, there is that one woman in your life. Could have been an auntie, could have been a cousin, could have been a family friend, could have been a teacher, could have been like one of the older girls at school who was always just rude and had the most to say about your looks. I will say, I've noticed as our generations come, we're getting better at reducing the negative judgment, the uncalled for judgment, hence scrutiny, and we're increasing the support, and I love to see it. So first, let me say this. Your looks matter. Regardless of what people say, regardless of what marketing scheme is out there, your looks matter. And your looks are the gateway to everyone judging you. Even if their judgment is completely off, you get judged by your looks. Especially when you are a woman, especially when you are a girl, that judgment is magnified by like 1,000 from the moment you're born. I mean, come on, girlie. Are you really gonna tell me you don't judge people by their looks when you first meet them, or when they first catch your eye, or first catch your attention? I mean, how did they even catch your eye or catch your attention in the first place? It was through their looks, right? And let me also say this. So let me ask you this. Will you go on a date with someone if you don't think they look good? Don't try it, girlie. Don't try it. Don't worry. This is a safe space. We're keeping it real, right? Now, I'm going to be completely honest with you, as I always am. Me, girlie me, I judge. I don't scrutinize, but I judge. I would be full of complete shit if I said I don't judge. I judge people when I first see them. And my judgment is usually off of how you smell, you know, but I don't let my judgment in terms of people's looks determine how I view that person. There's a difference between judgment and scrutiny. When I say looks matter, think about any pics you've seen of Adam and Eve. Think about when celebrities are doing press tours, and just think about what the men are wearing and what the women are wearing. And then out of the two, who is scrutinized the most in media? Who is scrutinized more often? Better yet, let's bring it home. When you're on a date, girlie, how many dates in does he just not care anymore, but you're still dressed to the nines, making me proud? And by the way, if that's the situation, we're gonna have a conversation about that. But we're gonna talk about that a little later on, okay? Not today, not in this episode, not tonight. But later on, we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about dating. Maybe. I don't know. We'll see. But back to my point. So we've been scrutinized since birth, right? Like the people in our lives, at school, in media, looks matter. If looks didn't matter, the beauty industry, the fashion industry, the skincare industry, the wellness industry, there would not be billion-dollar industries. There would not be trillion-dollar industries if looks truly did not matter. Now, there is more to it, and there is more to us as girlies, obviously, of course, than our looks, right? But it would be complete bullshit to say that our looks don't matter. When you feel your best, how do you look? For example, I feel my best when my nails are done and I have on a pair of heels that just like make me feel like the world is my runway. For me, how I look, how I dress, how I present myself to the world, to others. And before I continue, I just want to say how you present yourself is through your looks, right? That is like the first segue into being judged by others, is how you look. And like I said earlier, I know you do it. I do it too. And that's okay. That's how life is. You know, that's how the world is. We judge each other. Now, that first judgment shouldn't be the end all be all, but we judge each other, right? And rather than just pretending like, oh yeah, our looks don't matter. Oh yeah, it's all about our personality. No, it's not. No, it's not. No, it's not. Personality matters, but looks matter more. In the first, like when you first meet anybody, looks matter more. Let me give you a different perspective. The most important person is you. The most important thing is how you feel about you, not what your spouse or your friends or your parents or your culture or your society says is beautiful or says is right or says is womanly. Like, define that for yourself and do so in a way where not one single thing can be said to you. Not one single person can say anything to you that would shatter your love and admiration and respect for all the features your ancestors passed down to you. I read this quote once that said something along the lines of, when you look in the mirror, you're looking at a reflection of an ancestor. Do right by her. So for me, whenever I look in the mirror, I automatically tell myself, number one, I look good. Because honey, baby, your tulip-loving, heels-obsessed host is top-notch from the inside out. Even with imperfections, still top-tier kind of beauty. Now I know it's giving, she's full of herself. And let me tell you, I sure am. And you should be full of yourself too. Like, love you, love your features, your body, for all the things they do for you. And what you don't like about yourself, what you're insecure about, ask yourself, do I dislike this or do I hate this because it's a me problem? Or is it because it's a problem society or my person or my so-called friends or my parents or that one commercial told me or are telling me is a problem? Because let me tell you, one day, girlie, a baby girl will look at you like you are the world's most beautiful, most powerful woman. What would you tell her? You know, like, I've mentioned this so many times and have rinsed and repeated what I'm about to say, which is, girlie, you have to know who you are. When you do, when you know who you are, not a single thing anyone says to you will shake you, because you know who you are. You know your boundaries. You know what makes you unique. You know what makes you beautiful. And you know what makes you completely you, what makes you completely whole. Whatever that is for you, work on that. And then present yourself like a gift, because you are a gift. You are a gift on this earth. Your presence is necessary. Some days I'm like, I'm not feeling it. But then that's when I make extra effort in my looks. That's when I wear those pair of heels that just never fail to make me feel like I am the world's most powerful woman. Because we need that. We need that. So I said our looks matter, which they do. They do. I'm not going to lie to you. I said we're going to have a real heart-to-heart And we are. Looks absolutely matter. You judge people off of their looks. I judge people off of their looks. But there is definitely a difference between judgment and scrutiny. And for us as girlies, it's such a fine line that it causes us to doubt ourselves. Like, oftentimes we're like, wait, was this supposed to be judgment? Was this supposed to be scrutiny? Am I being insulted here? Am I being complimented? And this is just from my perspective. So scrutiny is meant to break you apart. Scrutiny is meant to add to your insecurities. Scrutiny is meant to make you feel as though you are not worthy, right? As though there's just so much wrong with you, so much wrong with your features, with how you look. That is scrutiny. Judgment is a temporary thing. It's not meant to be harmful. From my perspective, it's just meant to be like oh, okay, wait, I see this. This is what I think. And that's it, right? And then you go from there. But scrutiny is like, wait, she has this. She has that. She doesn't have this. I'm going to pick at it and pick at it and pick at it and pick at it until she wants to change that. Until she goes and changes that. Until she goes and removes that. That's how I see scrutiny and judgment. I also want to say, in terms of judgment, I really see judgment more as like a form of attention grabbing, because when you see someone down the street, if they're wearing like a really cute outfit or an outfit that like catches your eye, you automatically like make a judgment like, oh wait, that's a really cute outfit. Let me compliment them. Or you don't compliment them, but you really admire the outfit or their hairstyle or their features. Sometimes there are people you meet that just like, you see them and you're like, both people from all genders, all sexes, like you just see them and you're like, whoa, that's nice, you know? And I hope that when you do see those people, you compliment them, because more of us could use compliments. So that's the difference between scrutiny and judgment. Now, because our looks matter, it gets kind of hard, it's definitely hard navigating life when your looks matter, and navigating life as a growing adult, as a growing woman, and even as a grown woman. Because what societies, what the world, what our cultures define as beauty changes so much, and it changes so often. It feels as though it's like a game of keeping up with the Joneses, you know? And that's why when it comes to your looks, you have to be secure in them. You have to be proud of them, even your insecurities. Because if you are so focused on your insecurities, if you are focused on comparing yourself and wanting to be like people that you're seeing, whether that's influencers or celebrities or whoever, if you are so focused on all these other things except yourself, you're going to fall into the trap of keeping up with the Joneses. You're going to fall into the trap of comparison. And then you're just going to start to dislike yourself if you don't already. And then you're going to eventually hate yourself. And then you're going to eventually become really addicted to changing you. And you may end up regretting that later on in life. So I thought, I would give you a couple of tips and just a couple of tidbits in terms of what life has taught me as a woman who was seen and bullied for being quote unquote ugly as a little girl, to now an adult who for some reason is like always complimented. I'm gonna break these tips into a couple of things. First one is our professional lives. So we all know the statistics in terms of just generally in the job field, women are judged more. And it's like for us as girlies, sometimes we have specific bodies and we're still judged on it no matter what we wear. I've been in that position, and it is a really uncomfortable position to be in, and I wish somebody had talked to me about it. I wish somebody had mentioned it to me. So I'm gonna mention it to you. If you are a girly in a professional field, I highly recommend having a wardrobe specifically for work. It'll be really helpful for you. I also recommend having like a uniform for work. Have a color palette that always makes you feel good. That way, when you are at work, you always come into work feeling good. You know, it'll help with meetings. You know, sometimes, girly, when we are in meetings at work or when we have presentations or something big is happening at work, like we get really nervous, right? But when you love that outfit you're wearing for work, you just can nobody tell you nothing, right? It's like listen, I don't care what happens to that work, I look good. You know, same thing with school. Something I used to do when I was at university was when I had finals, I always dressed extra nice during finals. While a lot of people were like, I don't care, I'm gonna wear sweats and etc., which honestly it'd be like that, you know, it really be like that during finals. If you know, you know. For me, I wore the outfits that made me feel extra good because I knew, like, psychologically, for me, if I look good, I automatically feel good. Like, I could be so stressed out, I'm probably like my hair would be falling out type level of stress. But if my outfit was on point, nobody could tell me anything. I would walk into that classroom during finals knowing I could conquer the world, like feeling that way. Also, having your own style. My girlie, have your own style. Don't go for what you see on social media. Don't go for what's trending. Go for what makes you feel good. Do it. Wear whatever you want to wear, so long as it makes you feel good. That's what matters, right? Like, the whole purpose here, at least in terms of your looks mattering, is your looks should matter to you. We judge ourselves the hardest and the most. So make sure the judgment that you have for yourself is good, is kind, right? It's full of self-respect, it's full of admiration, it's full of appreciation for the things that make you you, including those features on your face, including those features on your body. And one of the ways that you can do that is through developing your own style. Really, this topic, I wanted it to be, again, real and raw and very heartfelt, which is why I actually didn't prepare notes for this episode. I just wanted to talk. I just wanted us to talk about our looks, because summer being here, there's so much content out there that's telling us, do this with your looks, fix this, fix that, blah, 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 your summer body, lose this weight, do this. And it's like, no, my dear, no, okay? If you don't want to, don't. That's it. And that actually leads me to the most important thing is you. The most important person when it comes to judgment of your looks is you. How you think you look, how you defined beauty for yourself is the most important thing. And I'm saying this to you because I know so many of you girlies are so young. I know so many of you girlies have those moments of insecurities. And it's like, how do I deal with my insecurities? I want to change me. I want to get this surgery. I want to do this, do that. And it's like, before you go, and I'm not against surgery, by the way. I'm all for us feeling good. Whatever makes you feel good, do it, so long as you're not putting your life at risk or harming yourself or others. But I will say, think about it and actually do some internal work, right? So much of like our self-hate and self-judgment comes from things that happened in our childhood, comes from like bullying that we experience from our childhood. And oftentimes we think bullying happens only in the playground or at school, and that's not true. It happens at home. It happens at home so much. So kind of dive into that a little bit, you know, and then see. So a few things that just popped in my head that I want to say to you. Girlie, I just want you, and I hope and pray that whoever you see in the mirror, however she looks in this very moment, I hope that you are proud of her. Because to be a woman in this world till this day in 2024 is still so hard, so hard. And even though there's been so much advancement in technology, in our rights, it's not enough. It's not enough. And this world thrives on us being insecure. This world thrives on us hating each other and hating ourselves and hating how we look. And I just hope that you are able, at the very least, to look at you and be like, you know what? I'm enough. I am enough. Exactly as I am. Exactly as I look. I am enough in this moment. And I am enough for me. And if I am enough for me, I'm more than enough for this world. Girlie, our time together was extra special to me, and I'm hoping it was for you as well. Please always remember your features exactly as they are enough. And if you decide to alter, change, remove, add, whatever else, do it for yourself. Be able to look in the mirror and love, honor, and truly respect who's looking back at you. Yes, your looks matter. It's how we're judged, but thankfully, we're a community, and even better, we're a generation of girlies who are pushing for better encouragement, support, and love for each other, regardless of how our outsides look. And that's it for tonight's episode. If you've enjoyed this episode or you're enjoying the podcast, go ahead and tap on the subscribe button and leave me a review. You can also find me and Talks With Sae on Instagram at Talks With Sae. Thank you, my girlie, for joining me, and more importantly, thank you for existing. Until next time, self above else.